Hi everybody, Jody here. Erased mother of 4 severely alienated children. And just giving a shout out to all the mothers that most likely had a horrible Mother's Day, didn't hear from their children that they're alienated from. And I know many of us got some bad messages from people in groups even. I mean, it's just horrific. So apparently we're not supposed to be sad or believe that we're the only ones being abused, but in fact it was Mother's Day, and we have a right to be upset that we're not seeing our children while our ex-spouses are out enjoying Mother's Day with the children that they've abducted or alienated from us. So I just wanted to say I was thinking about you. If you're a mother that has lost a child to alienation or parental abduction or even CPS and their false allegations or any of that, I know that many of those people didn't deserve to have their kids taken, and especially the families don't. But more importantly, the children don't need to be abused anymore by this awful system, whether it's CPS or family fraud court. So because I've got kind of a hateful message from one of my alienated children, and because I didn't hear from 2 of my older ones, I decided to go out and pass out flyers about revoking consent, about the corruption in the courts, the school staff, for example, helping to foster more alienation, everything. Name in all caps, you name it. This is all on these flyers that I've put out. And I got about 125 to 135 sent out yesterday. I hand delivered some to a few couples, and they're going to look into it and hopefully start handing them out as well. I emailed over 125 people. Half of them are uneducated in this, so the other half were ones that I was hoping would hand out flyers as well, and some have responded. Thank you very much, and they're handing them out in their states. So we need to get these out in all 50 states and in every country, you know, that's going through this. And I know they're doing it in Switzerland and over in London and other places right now. But we need to get this out in all 50 states here in the United States about the bond profiteering off birth certificates, the name in all caps, the Title IV incentives, fatherhood initiative, whatever it may be. Okay, but mostly the narcissistic abuse, triangulation, parentification, the abuse of our children, psychological abuse, the narcissistic abuse that we're taking, and the fact that we need to be revoking consent to contract with these corporations. You can Google all day long if your state is a corporation, and you will find that it is. Also, the courts are a corporation. The police belong to a corporation, or law enforcement, whatever. They all work for a corporation. You do not have to consent to contract with any of these people. Okay? If your name's in all caps and you're walking into these, you know, places and your name is on all caps and you're stating your name on the record, you just granted them jurisdiction to take whatever it is you're in there for. Whether it's your home, you know, you're in probate court, your child, you're in juvenile court or family court. And they're going to take your money for child support, or they're going to take your children, or both. Doesn't matter what gender. People need to stop this gender bashing because it happens to both. But since yesterday was Mother's Day, the flyers that I put out were about Mother's Day. If the fathers would like to use these same templates, you can get a hold of me and you can just simply change mothers to fathers. I mean, they're interchangeable, okay? I've also got some that talk about everything, like every aspect, okay? the public notices. So you're welcome to have these. I'm not charging people because I can email them to you. Alright? You don't need to pay me anything to do this. It's already done. And if you want them in a Word format, I can give you those in a Word format, and then you can change what you want on them. It doesn't matter to me. But I would appreciate you taking one of my group names off of there if you're, doing something that's really out there. Okay? Like, not related to alienation, and if it's related to continuing to go to court, please take my Facebook group name off of there. I originally had no group on there, but since I've handed out over 3,000 of these and I've got other people doing them, I simply don't care anymore. So I really don't fear anything else because they've taken everything from me and there's nothing left to fear. But again, if you want these templates, just send me your email and I will get them to you. Just take my email off, or I can do that, I guess, and change what you want. Take out what you don't want in there. You can make them smaller, whatever. I have them so you can get 4 on a page. I put them on brightly colored card stock. Don't get cover stock. Don't, learn by my mistakes. I picked up one called cards or cover stock instead of card stock, and it's very hard to get through your printer. So if you're doing them by yourself, you do not want to get that. But this is what the public one looks like. I've got both sides covered. I've got videos on there for people to watch and names of experts that I look up to, whether it be alienation or there's someone here, Eddie Craig, I like to listen to about cop stops and how to avoid, having your cars taken from you, or you drug out of the car for unknown reasons, okay? And here's my Mother's Day one for court-sponsored motherless Mother's Days. So, like I said, that could be interchanged for those fathers that want to write to me. And you can do that on your own. And then I've got the other one, which I call the public notice to open the eyes of chaos. Okay? So, anyone that's got cognitive dissonance going on in the public, maybe this will help, straighten that out. So, you can take them to coffee shops, put them on cars. I recommend do not put them on the windshield. Put them in the rubber piece by the window, and people are more apt to look at them. If you put them on the windshield, a lot of people will just throw it into the parking lot, okay? You put them next to them where they're opening the car, they tend to take them. I've seen them. And they go into their car and look at them right away. I've gone back to the same places and I don't ever see them, thrown away or, thrown onto a parking lot. I take them into coffee shops, bathrooms. Baby changing tables are the best. That's great because you've got potential victims, that are going to be opening that up that could lose their children. Barnes & Noble, on tables, benches where people like to read. Courthouses, courthouse bathrooms, courthouse bulletin boards, gas stations. Let's see what else. Hospitals, hospital parking lots, flower shops. I took them to flower shops when I was going through the Mother's Day. Churches, church parking lots. These are public notices. They're not soliciting anything. I don't have any groups listed on here that are soliciting or wanting money. Okay? Nothing. So, it's easy to do. Grocery stores, grocery store carts, you can throw them in there. Walmart parking lots, you name it. It's endless where you can take these, get them on my from me in email, and you can email thousands at a time. Media, whatever. Okay, so just reach out to me. My email is jodimueller65@gmail.com. JODIMUELLER65@gmail.com. Or you can find me on that group that's listed on these if you've already seen one of these flyers and I've sent it out to you. Okay? And Twitter is PA of Iowa, PAOFIOWA, PAOFIOWA, if you want to reach me on Twitter. Okay? So I hope we can get these out into all 50 states and all across the globe, because this is a definite Holocaust against our families, and it's happening everywhere with every gender. Doesn't matter what race, nationality, gender, country, this is taking place all over, and we need to take our children and families back. Whether it's family court, CPS, probate, any of these fraud courts. Reach out to me and I will help you to get this out exponentially. That's what we need to do. Thanks, everyone.